In this film, we will show you how to replace the Bilstein B4 air suspension module on the front axle of the Mercedes-Benz M-Class W164. Please be sure to follow the instructions shown in the film. Always replace air suspension modules pairwise. It is imperative to follow the vehicle manufacturer's instructions, e.g., regarding the replacement of screws and self-locking nuts, as well as the required tightening torques. When replacing air suspension modules, always use the vehicle manufacturer's tools and equipment. Air suspension modules are left and right-hand parts. Check the proper orientation of parts prior to installation. Take the air suspension module out of its packaging and check it prior to installation. Please refer to the provided installation instructions and check the expiration date. Measure the length of the Bilstein air suspension module and check against the minimum length specified in the installation instructions. Prior to removal of the air suspension module, vehicle height is measured and recorded from the wheel hub center to the bottom edge of the mudguard. Attention! This is possible only with the air suspension module intact. Lift the vehicle using the lifting platform support points specified by the vehicle manufacturer. Thoroughly check all suspension components for defects. Attach the diagnostic device and establish the connection. Completely bleed the air suspension module with the help of the diagnostic device. Switch off the ignition. Always pull the ignition key when working on the air suspension module. Remove the wheels. Disassemble the front part of the wheel well fairing. Disconnect the plug connectors of the electric cables of the air suspension module and remove them from the retainer. Check the cables and connectors for possible defects. Remove the brake hose and the ADS line from their retainers and disassemble the brake hose retainer on the air suspension module. Remove the coupling rod retainer on the air suspension module. Remove the lower fixing bolt of the air suspension module. Disassemble the steering stub axle on the upper transverse control arm. Disassemble the drive shaft on the gear side to give the wheel bearing more swiveling range. Swivel the wheel bearing downward. Make sure that neither the brake hose nor the electronic cables are damaged in the process. Always wear the necessary protective equipment when working on compressed air system. Clean the pressure line connection at the top of the suspension module. Loosen the pressure line carefully until you hear the sound of escaping air, and wait until the residual pressure completely depressurized. Then remove the pressure line connector fully and seal it. Ensure that you do not bend, twist, nor squeeze the pressure line. Properly secure the air suspension module from falling out and only then loosen the upper fastener. The air suspension module can now be removed. The new air suspension module is installed in reverse order of its removal. Attention! Tighten all articulated suspension-relevant screw connections on bearings only when roadworthiness is restored. K0 position. Remove the safety label immediately prior to the installation. Fit the new air suspension module and insert the upper fastening screws. Make sure to follow the vehicle manufacturer's instructions. Loosen the locking screw on the pressure line connection of the air suspension module and remove it carefully. Remove the centrally inserted retainer of the cutting ring. Replace the screw and the cutting ring on the vehicle's pressure line. Pay attention to the correct alignment of the cutting ring. Mount the pressure line on the air suspension module. During installation, apply the torque specified by the vehicle manufacturer. Ensure that you do not bend, twist, nor squeeze the pressure line. Mount the drive shaft. Swivel the wheel bearing upward and mount the steering stub axle to the upper transverse control arm. Fit the lower fixing bolt of the air suspension module. Mount the coupling bar. Fit the brake hose retainer to the air suspension module. Use a fresh cable tie. Attach the connectors of the electronic cables and fix the supply lines, the ADS line, and the brake hose to the corresponding retainers. Mount the wheel well fairing. Attach the diagnostic device and establish the connection. Fill the air suspension module via the diagnostic device according to the vehicle manufacturer's specifications. Check the pressure line connection for leakage. The leak tightness of the entire system must be guaranteed. Remove the transport restraint from the air suspension module. Attach the wheels properly. Attention! Never lower the vehicle from the lifting platform with the air suspension depressurized. Lower the vehicle down until the wheels make first ground contact and start the engine. Let the engine run for at least 2 minutes and then lower the vehicle with the engine running to the previously measured level or to the series standard height. Activate the vehicle's lifting mode. Wait until the vehicle lifts up from the lifting platform by itself. Do not lower the lifting platform fully before this point. Do not tighten the screw connections of the bearings before roadworthiness is restored, K0 position. Follow the specifications and torque values of the manufacturer. Always perform an axle alignment after working on suspension parts.